welcome my fab fans to Glam's new video. I'm going to be doing the final coaster of the set. Yay! This is the only one that uses the V. So I'm going to get to open that one later. Are there any Z's? Nope. But there are Y's, right? No? There's no Y's? I know there's X's. Seeing a person pour uncooked rice in a pan with burnt garlic really hurts my heart. They have invented a rice cooker for years. You want perfectly cooked sticky rice? Just rice cooker. Also, my boss being like, you can take like half the sticky rice and like she can have the other half. And I'm like, I have a rice cooker. I can make sticky rice. And so, like, she can keep the whole chunk for herself. I doubt she has a rice cooker. And we both agreed. And he was like, really? You have sticky rice? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, it better not be that boil in the bag stuff. And I'm like, no, I have a rice cooker. I have bagged rice. He couldn't believe that a person like me had bagged rice in my cabinet that I can use an actual rice cooker for. I don't have a lot of cooking appliances, but one of the main ones I have is a rice cooker. I mean, I do cook ramen in it, but that's for different reasons. It's because it's the only heated pot that I have. That I can just turn on and let boil water for me. Something I don't like it when people say a couple instead of saying two or three. I can't read your mind. Also, people looking at me, like, this bitch really only gave me one sauce packet. You asked for some sauce. Some could mean any number from 1 to infinity in the English language. How about give me an actual amount? Because I am supposed to give only one sauce packet out if someone asks for sauce, no matter what, unless I've either charged for or someone specified for it. Within our rule book. Maybe learn the English language. I've just started handing out 2, though, because of the fact that, like, I was getting kind of annoyed with people, like, can I have a little bit more? 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 No. Sorry, sir, that will be $3 more. And they'll be like, you charge for sauces here? And I'm like, we charge for the cups here. You can't even get a cup of water anymore for free. We used to have free cups of water for people. They used to be a thing. And then we had people come in every single day asking for a cup of water. And not just one, about like 20 to 30 of them a day. That is why we had to start charging for cups. It might be only a few cents per cup, but it's still annoying as fuck. I just tell people, just remember next time we're supposed to charge for cups, do not ask. But also, we don't even have a button in our system to charge for cups, which makes me annoyed at our management. Like, you have some jurisdiction. If you're gonna make us charge for something, give us a button for it. Otherwise, people are gonna keep asking us stupid questions about why I clicked another sauce cup that I did not give them. Or one of the other employees is gonna throw in a sauce when they didn't want a sauce, they just wanted a cup. That's what makes it annoying. Usually my theme is, I'm too lazy to do that right now, so just take it, but remember for next time. Which I got from one of my managers, which is like, just remember for next time. Just remember for next time being our main phrase to people of, we don't charge at the drive-thru, I'll hand you the sauce for free for now, but please do not ask again unless you were over there and out of the way. We are timed on drive-thru, so it's really annoying when we have to charge for things like sauces, because there's just a button, and it's annoying to click over and over again. Also saying you can have one sauce of a specific flavor for free to a person, being mistaken as you can have 8 sauces of that one kind for free, no. You can either have that one sauce or none sauce. I can give you one, or I can give you ketchup or honey. Because there is no button to charge for ketchup or honey. I think pricing for certain things is ridiculous. And I always feel bad when I have to turn people down for, like, cups of water. I usually don't, though. Because water's water, and water should be free. We live in a place where we have plenty of fresh water. I mean, our water has bleach in it, so I would not recommend drinking it. This is why we have to filter our water. It's not high enough to where it can kill you. You could still drink technically tap water here and it'd be fine. I would not recommend it, as it is not only hard water, which means you probably shouldn't wash your hair with it. I know I've only ever done like 2 cooking videos on my my channel, because I was genuinely hungry and I just wanted to cook for fun. I still want to try that one recipe a person recommended me to try, but god damn, does it have so many ingredients. Like, could you not choose a recipe with something that, like, an average person would have in their household? Like, most of that food, I have to go to, like, specialty shops for, because, like, they don't sell them in my average store. I think it was called, like, laksa. I really want to try cooking it. I really want to get it right for you. But, like, every recipe I've seen make it needs such large amounts of food that it's not worth it to make it, because I only need to feed one person. I need the serving size to be for one, which is why I like ratioed cooking. Because, like, I can follow a ratio to where I can make one serving. But, like, measurements, that just means I have to do math for, like, 50 ingredients. It's probably closer to 30. Let's be honest here. I overestimate and over-exaggerate so fucking much. But that's also probably because I think about so many different items, so my facts just get swapped. Though, I did get a perfect score on the quiz I had to take for my ethics course, so I'm doing great. I wish more people used seasonings, though. I remember there was this family that came in being like, and they were like, yeah, no, it's a lot of seasoning and it's a bit much. And I'm like, you should probably go with extra crispy then, since they add less seasonings in it, and more flour, since it makes it a bit more crispy and more crunchy. And they're like, thanks for the tip, because we can barely handle spice. And I'm like, oh my god. they probably think mayo is spicy, was my only thought. And I was scared for their safety. It's like, their poor bodies. They don't get to experience flavor. Because they just think everything is spicy. I have a video that's uploading. It's at 67%. And I hope that finishes before the end of the video. I think ironically I am filming more despite having a major migraine. Which doesn't make sense. Usually people film less when they don't feel good. I film more, apparently. Because I feel like shit despite just washing my hair, so I feel clean. But I feel shitty. Because I have the worst migraine right now. I have a migraine, I have back pain. I need Midol. I'll do that later. They cooked a meatball for 20 minutes? It always takes 30 whenever I cook a meatball. 350 degrees for 30 minutes is how long I cook meatballs, and at the temp I cook them at. I do make meatballs from scratch though. Ooh, I think I might make meatloaf for my friends. Because it's been so long since I've made a meatloaf. I love making meatloaf. I put onions and soy sauce, ketchup, egg, breadcrumbs. There's a bunch more that goes into the recipe, but I'd have to actually look at what I wrote down for it. But it's my mom's recipe. Something apparently that my mom always does is overcooks food. Which is probably why I like overcooked food. Like, I like my ramen to be slightly overcooked, and I like it to have the broth. I like it having broth. My noodles are in a soup, basically. Which is not how most people eat ramen noodles, and my friend said that to me and judged me so hard for cooking noodles in broth and keeping them in broth. And I'm like, well, it's a soup. I've always eaten ramen as a soup. Something controversial though is I did not care if TikTok got banned or not. And I didn't take it personally when it like had the message of, "Oh my god, Trump saved us." Everything in life is political propaganda. What's new to you? Like, fuck, is this your first time living? Everything's about politics. That's why I get paperback books and buy them, because who knows when the next book is gonna get banned. Do you know how often books are banned in schools? That's why I buy them. That's kind of like the point of buying books, is because if it gets banned, you'll still have access to it. The government doesn't like us being well-informed or well-educated. Fuck that shit. They hate us. They want us to stay stupid so that they can keep making money off of us, stealing it from us, charging us. I have never once had to pay more taxes. I always get a tax return. My dad, he has also always gotten a tax return. He's never had to pay taxes at the end of the year. So when I heard that my friend has almost always had to pay a tax return, I'm like, how badly are you doing your tax paperwork to where you always owe? I have never once met a person who needed to owe. Like, what are you doing wrong? Everything? Sounds mean, but it's true. I've never met someone who owed taxes at the end of the year. I've only ever known people and grew up with people who got tax returns. Maybe it's just people in my state that never have to owe. But, like, I feel like that shouldn't be how it works. Also, me being in the bathroom and then immediately having my name get called, being like, hey, hey, hey. I'm like, what? I'm in the shower. Leave me alone. Something I did not want to deal with today. I'm pretty sure the highest number I've seen for a person who got a tax return was about 10,000, and it was because they had a kid. Don't question why they showed me this information. I don't either. I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't want to know this information. But also with my dad's paperwork, because I have to type it in, all his, like, tax information when setting up my FAFSA for school, which I have to do yearly. Start a year, immediately have to do FAFSA over and over again. It is required of me. And I like how he didn't question how I fully typed in his social security number. I don't know it. My mom knew it. She still knows it. They're not married. My dad is married to someone completely different. My mom still knows my dad's information, though, from when they were together. Because she used to do all his tax paperwork. The thing is, my mom really wanted to see my dad be successful. She still talks about it, over and over again. But, like, he never listened to her. And now my friend's dealing with the situation of... So, like, you're comparing, like, me and your brother to, like, how your parents were. And I'm afraid he's gonna be like that. And I'm like... The only difference between my brother and my dad's actions right now is that occasionally, and only if my brother's in a good mood, he'll be slightly nicer and less judgmental. But most of the time, my brother is the most judgmental person I know. And at least with my dad, when my dad's being judgmental, I just bring up how I'm just doing the same thing you used to do. I just point out my dad's bad habits from the past. We had 4 jacuzzis. Only one of them worked. We had a bunch of scrap wood that was filled with termites, which is something only hoarders do. When I say that hoarding runs in my bloodline, oh, it does. Am I gonna do anything about it when I'm hoarding? Nope. And some people are like, oh, bring a friend in. And I'm like, my friends are online and can't complain how my stuff looks. But the one thing I do say that I do differ from my dad when it comes to hoarding is if I cannot clean it, I won't keep it. Which is why I throw out a lot of paper, I throw out a lot of cardboard, bags. The only time I keep boxes if they're still box shaped. But as soon as, like, the sides disconnect with glue, I immediately throw them out. Unless I am working on a project that needs that cardboard. If I'm not going to finish the project, I throw out the scraps. I've never thrown out a project. But I definitely have a few that I need to finish. Like, I have Bakugo's gauntlets that I've been working on for so long, but I keep giving up because every time I get to the point where I have to add the details and, like, add the outside so that I can paint on them, I give up because of the fact that I do not want to. It overwhelms me. Because I originally started the project with somebody. but they kept doing everything wrong while doing the project with them. So we never really progressed very quickly, and every time I had to just redo things on my own, I immediately just kind of felt unmotivated and gave up. But I was also probably going through some other shit. Let's be honest here. Like, having my grandmother talk to me and being like, hey, you should try moving in with your mom. She doesn't even live in a place right now. She lives in an apartment. Oh, this one has a lot of A's in it. Something weird that has happened to me, though, is, the amount of times I've had people flirt with me that are not anywhere near my age group. Like, no, I'm only being nice to you because I'm not a bitch. The amount of times I've said bitch, maybe that's just a word I have in my vocabulary whenever I'm on my period. It's just my main word. Because I'm in a bitchy mood. So I say bitch a lot. Maybe that's my issue in life. Something I've seen people do that really disturbs me is turn French fries into mashed potatoes. It bothers me. But I've seen them do it. Something I do say to the kid, though, is, I don't care if you hurt my feelings, because they won't hurt my feelings if you say that I picked not a good song. Don't torture yourself for other people's sakes, is something I want her kid to learn. But she kind of gets upset with me because you're like, you're teaching him to be an asshole. I'm like, no, I'm teaching him to be honest. Like you. Like, you don't have to be a bitch about something to say, I don't really like this song. Like, lying is worse, because you're just gonna torture yourself and make people believe you're someone you're not. Like, why would I want the kid to lie to me that I chose a good song if he's bored out of his mind? It's like, I don't care if you think I have shit taste. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Everyone's thoughts and ideas are... It's a personal preference thing. Hearing a person called baffles me. video finished forming. Nice. People saying that cooking is cheaper than eating out. It depends on what you're making. Because if you're making a meal that needs a shit ton of different ingredients, it's more expensive. If you're making meals that are something like pasta and meatballs, it's cheaper. But it also depends on where you're buying your food from, how many people you need to feed. If I wanted a Subway sandwich without buying a Subway sandwich, it would cost me more money because I'd have to buy all the vegetables separately. I'd only need enough for me, which means I'd go for the smaller ones. Which, in the end, buying less is usually more expensive than buying more. There was this one movie that I watched that I remember there being a group of people that enter a house, and then throughout the movie they start seeing weird things happen. They realize they were all invited there, And then slowly everyone in the house starts dying. And they're all trapped in the house. They can't leave because the doors have locked and so have the windows. And they found one way out through a window. At one point in the movie, there was this one guy that got locked in this one room where it was one of those, like, revolving circle rooms where that, like, if you put an image, it almost makes the image look like it's moving if you flicker light properly as the panels fly by. Which was a really creepy part of the movie. He ends up turning into a ghost. And towards the end of the movie, where they were running from the final, like, spirit who was trapping them there, if you got caught by the spirit, you'd turn into nothingness because she'd absorb your soul and body. The guy who got stuck in that room and turned into a ghost sacrificed himself by opening the window for these two people to get out. And at the end of the movie, you see that honking horn of a cruise ship off in the distance. With those few details, do you think you could find the movie that I'm thinking of? My mom said no. I watched this movie because of her, not because I wanted to. A lot of my coworkers like to go fishing. And so when I get sent, like, fishing lures from my, online subscription that I've been following, Tactical Promos, is... Also, my bank has been, like, trying to consider it a fraud site for the past month. It didn't originally, but, it keeps trying to deny my ability to re-enable the subscription. And I'm like, allow it. I followed this subscription. They've been sending me really nice knives. Stop canceling my order. But since it's like a once a month thing, it's just like, hey, you know this is happening, right? And I'm like, yeah. I look forward to it. I don't think peas belong in fried rice. Can people stop putting peas in fried rice? That's not how you make fried rice. Well, look at that. I finished it within an hour. Peace, love, good night, my fab fans. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.